Hello everybody, hope that you're doing well this morning and welcome to just this quick update really. I don't want to keep it too long, 5-10 minutes, and talk you through what I'm looking for at the moment, which is pretty simply I'm looking for lower right now. Basically going to be looking towards this daily level around $30,000. Well, that's my most interesting level. Of course, we have smaller levels before this, but that's the most interesting one for me at the moment. But I want to start off before that. I want to really quickly talk you through like this rise yesterday, because I think a lot of people got caught offside on it. Because it's kind of it's kind of funny when you think about it, really. But obviously, I entered along on this section of the chart, and people got like massive FOMO for some reason. Basically, seems to me anyway that was the case. Like lots of people got really big FOMO because they were like, "Oh my god, Dan, you took a long." But yeah, obviously in the end, I'm not in that long anymore. By the way, obviously I'm out of it. And in the end, we were obviously I was looking for acceptance. I'll just really quickly talk you through this because I think loads of people just kind of got really confused. But obviously for myself anyway, I was looking for acceptance back into either this old range, or for me, I took it as soon as it got back above this low and into the CC. So I took it here. It was about 6:20 past 6 yesterday. And I just took the long. Maybe it was a little bit too premature, but it was only a scalp long at the end of the day. If it turned into more, it turned into more, which obviously didn't. We made our way up pretty nicely. We come up to around the last series of highs, which was also, if you remember yesterday, this topped out right on the previous day value area high. And obviously it topped out on that trendline resistance. So obviously in the end, you ran into a bit of resistance, and well, the rest is history. We've obviously fell down massively during the night. But yeah, there was a lot of questions yesterday of, Daniel, why did you take the long? And really simply, it was literally, it was very simply the fact that we come back above the CC and back above that low. And for me, I was just like, I remember it well because I took it at 6:30. I had the live stream at 7:30. I was like, right, I'm going to go and eat now. I want to take this long position, and it really honestly was as simple as that. It was getting back above the low of the CC, back above that low. And I just thought to myself, I'm going to take the long, Honestly, it was just that simple. I was like, right, I'm going to go eat now. I'll take the long before I go and eat. Obviously, during the rest of the night, it was pretty nice. We obviously topped out in the end at around 9:30 UK time. Didn't quite take the highs, but we obviously knew this region was bigger resistance. And obviously in the end, we top out and we got a big decline during the night. I have to shout out Mike because I really don't think Mike gets enough recognition because he's really, 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 really good. Obviously last night he was updating, I suppose, just before he went to sleep. This was what he showed you yesterday in the champion stream. Obviously we've done a little bit different, I suppose, yesterday, all done our bit of analysis, and obviously from his perspective, we topped out at the middle of his channel that he has with also the TPOC, the time point of control. And, just goes to show, you can have a few different point of views on the chart. Because I didn't have the same point of view here, but obviously Mike actually traded it better than me. So, that's why it pays to look at what Mike's doing. Because, literally he managed to short that exact high, and I didn't short that. So it's like, the difference was I longed here, Mike didn't long. I didn't short here, and Mike did short. So if you had actually paid attention to Mike, he traded it better than me. And then I want to just emphasize his bit of advice that he gave to the group earlier today. And this is why, I think he's brilliant. And he obviously went on to say this was this morning. Somebody asked him about a trade, I suppose, and I saw his reply because he tagged everybody. He said, I think the main takeaway here is to not chase the trade, e.g. because it was so crazy. I've never seen it before where I emphasize this was just a scalp long, but people got real big FOMO. I don't know why. It was really, really, really weird because I really don't understand why people had such big FOMO. But anyway, it was kind of crazy if you were in the general chat last night. But it's like Mike said, the best thing that you can do is if you've missed the trade, you have to remember, if you're FOMOing in up here, it's like you've definitely missed the trade. So, like he says, and I emphasize his words because they are true, you have to stay open-minded and just look for the next best opportunity. Point he is trying to make is never get stuck in your bias or be frustrated you have missed the trade. As you will end up chasing an outdated idea and miss the next best opportunity. Obviously, he missed or just didn't take the long sort of thing. So instead of thinking to himself, like other people had done, like, oh my God, dang, I was in a long, I need to get into a long right now. He's thought to himself, hey, I've missed the long, doesn't matter. I'm going to look for the next best trade, which was obviously him, the short. And what can we say? 12 hours later, he pretty much shorted the exact top. So it's like, that's the thing that I really want to emphasize here is at the end of the day, if you're chasing around in FOMO off of me being in a trade, which was entered like 3 hours ago, it's like, it's not going to end well for you, is it? So, at the end of the day, I think the emphasis here is, first of all, you really do need to try and get to the level of where you can understand the charts yourself and not rely on me saying like long or short, obviously, because we're not a signals group and it's just not going to end well for you. And secondly, just recognize, just emphasize Mike's words here brilliantly, because it's like, if you've missed the trade, you've missed the trade. It doesn't matter. It's like there's always another amazing opportunity, and it's so irrelevant and small about missing one trade because there's hundreds of trades a day. So it's like if you miss one trade, it's really should be a case of who cares. Honestly, that should be your perspective. Who cares if you've missed that trade? Who cares that I was in a long? Who cares? I'm not in it anymore. It's just like view the next best trade. And I will show you this actually really briefly. Of course, that move up yesterday was also really, really weak. Yeah, so when we looked at the, if you had any gumption to look at this yourself, you could have recognized very easily that the move up was considered very weak. No, big declines on open interest. That's considered weak. Move up, no. Volume isn't obviously this great on a move up. You can obviously see there's no strength at all in the move up. It was basically a weak. We can classify this as a weak move up, big declines in open interest, volume not great, back into resistance. So like you just have to think to yourself, if you really are FOMOing into a long up here, it's really, really, really bad idea. And then obviously you had the CCV setup. I don't know how many of you caught this, but this is why you kind of got to recognize what you had a CCV setup. Daily open above the previous day value area high. You had acceptance in here. Okay, that's obviously a short signal. So again, it's like, I have to remember these are all short trades. And so you had a CCV set up, and obviously that's hit target now. So that has hit target. If you took that short position, well done. CCV setup is now complete. And, brings us on to where we are here. I'm not really that interested in a long down here, if I'm totally honest with you. I'm just kind of not that interested, if I'm totally honest with you. If we just take the fibs from all the way down, that's enough around. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, for me, this isn't just a very interesting zone. Could we bounce here? Of course we could, but I'm just really not interested in it. I'd prefer to see lower at the moment, or I suppose for me, there's only two ways that I'd get involved on this. Number one would be lower, back down and around that daily, where of course this is like a region when we hit down, if we hit down here, I've got nothing preset, but this is a place where, I'd have I'd know where at the daily, I'd start to zoom into the chart, I'd start to look for the open interest, the delta, and basically start to look for, is there any signs of absorption here? Is this actually a good long, or is there nothing here? So this would be a lower term time frame trade entry for me. I'm not just going to try and swing trade this off the bat, but I would try and sculpt this down here. It's just like here where we are, I'm not that interested in even trying to sculpt it, to be honest with you. But down here I would be, and I'd try and get into a sculpt that obviously turns into a bit of a swing potentially. But if there's nothing, then I'll just watch it go lower. But yeah, this for me is my most interesting place for a long, around 30k. I'm personally not very interested in this here. Might be more interested if we're still down and around here in another 4 hours time, because then we'll have the US stock market opening. And if I can see strength or weakness in the stock market, then, if the stock market opens green today, for example, and we're still hovering down around here on Bitcoin and we're forming really big bullish divergences, well, then I'll probably take a long. But if I'm really not that bothered for trading Bitcoin for the next 4 hours, to be honest with you. I'm going to wait for the stock market open, see how that goes. I'm in no rush to take a trade this morning. I don't feel this is an amazing opportunity sort of thing. So yeah, I'll happily wait another 4 hours. If we're still hovering down and around here, you know, in 4 hours and we get a nice stock market open, yeah, I probably will take a long. If we're forming like bullish divergences on it as well, I'd probably take a long. If the stock market opens weak and Bitcoin's still here and there's nothing on the charts, I'm just going to wait for lower. So that's kind of my game plan at the moment. Yeah, that basically is my game plan at the moment. So for me, it's a little bit waiting for now till the stock market opens and take it from there. Unless we obviously drop before this, and then I'll still be interested in longs down here. It's just, for me, this isn't a very interesting place. Yeah, there's obviously a little bit of confluence down and around here. And again, shout out to Mike, who pretty much has given you the charts this morning. He was obviously giving people this range, which is an acceptable range to trade if you want a day trade. This is obviously between the weekly and the daily. 32,290, 33,390. So you got this daily to weekly range, which is obviously still ongoing as well. So, you know, Mike's pretty much giving you the levels there as well. So it's like, you know, you've got some trades here. I'm personally not very interested in longing this. I mean, what is this? It's just, yeah, I'm just really not interested in scalping this. But, yeah, I will be if we drop lower. So, yeah, that's my final thoughts, really. I just wanted to do a quick update to explain why I longed here yesterday. Okay, why I longed there. And it was really simply for the fact that we got back above the CC and these lows. It was as simple as that for me. Obviously, we came back up into the trend line resistance, the previous day value area high. Then we had a bearish CCV setup. So it all kind of came in together. That was a pretty good, reversal. And then we obviously come down in the end, hit CCV target. Now we're just bouncing down and around, literally in the range which Mike gave between the weekly and the daily, which has just had another full rotation while we speak. So yeah, there's scalps to be had. It's just I'm not interested in it. Yeah, my thoughts are I'd prefer lower right now. But I'll personally be happy to wait till the stock market open in 4 hours, to be honest with you. So yeah, that was the really quick update that I wanted to talk you through this morning. Why you need to not get FOMO. It's who cares? It's just like you really gotta control your FOMO, because if yesterday I was stressed. I actually was stressed. Like my heart was like, I had really big stress because I just felt like I was really actually annoyed. I'm not going to lie. Probably people could tell from the tone of my voice, tone of how I was typing. I was really annoyed actually yesterday to read some of the comments that people are like FOMOing in. I just actually felt really annoyed because it's like, I just felt it was so like, I don't know. It was really annoyed. It just really annoyed me actually. Anyway, I hope people have at least learned their lessons of not FOMOing. Because yeah, there's like just totally against everything that we teach. It's just like, come on, seriously, come on. Anyway, yeah, that to end it on a positive note. Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. That's kind of my game plan. Yes, there's scalp trades to be had in here. You could have literally taken 4 each side of the range. So there's money to be made on the lower term time frames. But me, I'm just not going to trade it. So I'm not that interested in it. And this is more for personal reasons. I've got stuff going on basically. So yeah, that's that. And here we go, continuing to drop on Bitcoin. So I need still another 6% away. So it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen straight away. But I would say at the moment you got the range Mike gave you this morning, which is obviously still in play. You've had a whole nother full rotation, so that's pretty amazing. And how long is this update? 16 minutes. Yeah, that's enough. I just wanted to keep it short and sweet. So yeah, again, not presetting down here. Don't want to preset, but give me the level. I'll come in and take a look at it and see if anything is of interest. If there's nothing going on, and I simply won't long it. But yeah, this might not happen today. It's 6% away, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, currently positioned, obviously still in the short from here, which was obviously the swing failure pan. Yeah, I'm not in a long at the moment at all. So the only position I hold is a short. And I'm pretty happy to just hold on to this short for I don't know, at least until the stock market opens at the very least, kind of. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hope this was a helpful morning update. And yeah, my area of interest really is about that 30k, unless we get divergences forming here with the stock market open. So yeah, cheers everybody. Hope that was helpful.